I just wanted to come on here and do this update video because I said I would do an update when it came to Marc Wilson, because I actually, this is a story that I followed. And the last time I talked about him was in a live stream, and it was saying that he was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and that his sentencing would come like a couple weeks later. Well, his sentencing has finally arrived, and Marc Wilson has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for the involuntary manslaughter charge he was convicted of. Marc Wilson has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for a deadly shooting in 2020 in Statesboro. Wilson was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in late August. 10 years is the maximum sentence under that charge, according to the judge. Wilson will get credit for time served. Wilson was originally charged with murder, 5 counts of aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony for shooting at a moving truck in June of 2020, killing 17-year-old Haley Hutchinson. She was riding in the backseat of a pickup truck on Statesboro bypass in the middle of the night. Involuntary manslaughter was a lesser charge that was added during jury instruction on Monday. Now, peep that. That was added in. It was originally not even there. That's why I said in my commentary, because when I did the commentary, it was in a live stream, but then I clipped it and made it its own separate video. Remember how I said they had to find him guilty of something? There it is right there. So involuntary manslaughter wasn't even there. If they had not added it, he would have been found not guilty on everything and he would have been a free man. But they just had to slip something in there just to find him guilty of something. Wilson was found not guilty on the murder and aggravated assault charges. Prosecutors argued Wilson overreacted to the truck traveling next to him and the teens inside. Defense attorneys said he was protecting himself and the young woman who was his girlfriend riding with him. Now, there was another article that I came across, but I'm not going to read it because I can remember the title of it or the basis of it. And it was saying how black people, how stand your ground doesn't really work for them. The reason why I'm not going to read into it is because that's a claim that I have made myself over the years, that stand your ground and self-defense does not work and bode well over for black people, for them to walk away from it with the claim of self-defense or stand your ground, and even in a stand your ground state, which I believe he currently lives in. Like they at this point, they're just preaching to the choir. We already know that that doesn't work in our favor. But like I said, they had to find Marc Wilson guilty of something because they were just not about to let this man walk away from this unscathed. That would have been a rarity if that had happened. Now, keep in mind, they were yelling obscenity, racial epithets towards him as they were driving along. They're trying to make it seem like Marc Wilson just opened fired in a road rage into this vehicle next to him just because. Keep in mind, this truck, not only were they yelling things, racial things towards him, but they were also trying to run him and his girlfriend off the road. Like, it's like, are we literally going to not take that all into consideration at all? Like, they made it seem like he's the only person that should have been on trial. But they like, oh, this the big black boogeyman. Yes, I know Marc Wilson is biracial, but in these law proceedings, we know how they see him. That biracial thing doesn't really hold up well in court. Like some of y'all was saying in the previous video or the chat, his black side was found guilty. So now he has 10 years, but they said they're going to give him credit for time served. So if he's been in jail since 2020, that means he has like what, maybe 8 or 7 more years to go. But notice they threw the max at him and he got the max. No saying, up to 10 years. No, we're giving you 10. But yeah, cautionary tale. And like I said, when they wrote that article saying about black people defending themselves and they still have to face the consequences of self-defense, like I said, I already knew that. I said that before. We are the only group of people in America where we can defend ourselves and we still get penalized for it. It's like an unwritten rule. Thou shalt not defend thyself if thyself is black. It's probably written in the small print that no one paid attention to. In my opinion, Marc Wilson got the short end of the stick. He got railroaded, in my humble and honest opinion. Just like that other guy out in, and this is a different case, but I'm using it as an example. I forgot what state it was. The one that was there, he was at some kind of a party, and some PC girl was there with him, and they said that he had violated her even though there was no penetration. I don't even think they did anything physical except maybe kiss, and that was it. And they put him on trial and found him guilty of violating her even though she did like a kit, and nothing came back. She didn't even claim that this man did anything except kiss her. But they overinflated it, and they locked him up. I forgot that guy's name. Some of y'all in the chat probably know what I'm talking about, but yeah, that was one of the most ridiculous cases I had ever seen. It's like they just couldn't wait to lock a black man up, and that's exactly what they did. And I think he's still locked up. So I think they're still trying to fight for his release. But yeah, like I said, they just had to find Marc Wilson guilty of something because they were not going to allow him to just walk away from it. Period. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell twice to be notified. If the bell for whatever reason is not working, I upload my videos Premiere style. You can click the notify me button and the notification should come your way. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.